Hey guys, so I wanted to make sure that I got you your Leo full moon reading. I skipped out on the Aquarius new moon reading. I just wasn't feeling it. There was a time crunch. I've been having so many health issues lately. Honestly, it's hard to get the energy to fit a reading that I would want to do to the full extent into my days. So I'm getting this out though for sure. I'm looking forward to this full moon. I love Leo energy. My moon is in Leo, so it's my time to shine, right? So to speak. I mean, Leo energy, I don't know. There's a lot of, I think, misconceptions about Leos out there. Some people don't like Leos because some people can't handle people who are very confident, and Leos do tend to be very confident, and assertive, and they aren't really afraid of others' opinions, and they kind of go out there and they get what they want, and they know what they want, they're decisive. So Leo energy can be a little much for people who are more used to, a timid spirit or an indecisive spirit and things like this. But I mean, I love a Leo. I love that energy. I think everyone should embrace Leo energy. So that's why I'm making sure to do this reading. So I pulled out intentionally Leo full moon oracle cards. The first one obviously is Go Wild, and that's very much, Leo energy. It's just going for it, going after what you want. It's very like no regrets, seize the day. So for some of you, that might be what you need to hold on to right now, and maybe be more decisive, take more risks, and kind of go for it. And the other one is full moon, so surrender to the divine. This is just a general full moon. So when we get to a full moon, it's like a peak of an energy. So we're kind of, we're coming to a peak, but then we're descending, right? We're going into a declining period, and it's a time when we should be thinking about what we need to let go of, what's not serving us anymore. And with the Leo full moon, I feel like it's, a time of stepping into your power, knowing what you want, wanting to go after it, and maybe from this point forward, kind of weeding out what is not serving you and what is not getting you to where you need to be. Just my personal interpretation. And surrender, I didn't even comment on this, but surrendering to the divine is just basically giving it to the universe, like knowing what you want and giving it to the universe, and knowing that as long as you are taking one step in the direction of what you want, and as long as you continue to hold your focus, hold your vision, which is the fixed moon card, so as long as you continue to hold your focus and continue in that direction, the divine will notice and you will be rewarded, right? So the flip side of Leo energy is being very prideful, not maybe wanting to admit their mistakes. Leos aren't very good at apologizing. I know I'm not. I have to really care about you, and I have to really have been wrong in some way for me to apologize. So that's Leo energy. They are a little prideful. They are a little in their ego sometimes. They do want to be right. And I mean, I would argue that they usually are right, because when you have that mentality, you take the steps necessary to make sure that you're right before you get a big head. But that's just my bias, I guess. But so the other flip side of that is to not let your pride get in the way. And that can be an obstacle to getting the things you want. If you aren't open enough, honest enough, communicative enough, if you aren't proactive enough, if you can't humble yourself in the right situations at the right times, especially if we're talking about relationships, then it can get in the way. So it is something to keep in mind. And it's not just Leos who have problems with that. So anyway, the other oracles I pulled are from the Wisdom of the Oracle, which I got 3. I was only looking for 1, but I got 3. I looked at them and decided to take them because I think that these are different messages that certain people probably need to hear. And then I pulled one from the Map Oracle, the Enchanted Map Oracle. Sorry. My allergies are very bad. That's part of the reason why I haven't been doing much. Anyway, I'm getting better. I got my shots yesterday. So, into the reading. This is the Leo full moon reading. I set it all up. I'll do the oracles at the end because I kind of feel like they might be related. I'm not sure exactly where this is going. I might clarify. I haven't decided. I don't really think I need to, so probably won't. But we'll look at these at the end. So that'll give me more time to do that at the end if I just don't bother clarifying these because I don't really think I need to. So the first card out is the Lovers, and this position is, where in life do you need a boost of confidence? So when I got this, I was like, cool, I can't wait to talk about that. So let's go to the obvious first and get that out of the way. I'm not going to continue that narrative. You can interpret it for yourself. If this is an issue of having a lack of confidence in your ability as a literal lover, one thing I will say, I don't know the situation or what your insecurity might be, but what I will say is that when you're with a person of value, I don't know what kind of situation we're looking at here. If you're just somebody sleeping around, well, I mean, then my advice would be to consider your standards. And if you're just having one night stands, then I don't think it would really matter what kind of a lover you are, right? I don't know. That's not me, so I can't really speak to that energy. All I can really speak to is the concept of, being in, starting a new relationship maybe, or feeling, I don't know, like some people of more advanced ages have issues, whatever. There are ways to address all of these things, but the bottom line, I feel, and I know that I don't speak for all women because I know I've seen what women say, and men too. I mean, not to assume that this is just an issue for men. I've seen what people say out there in the world about, their standards and what they expect and all these things. And I mean, I know they're outrageous, and I know it's very off-putting, to be honest with you. But I know it can be really intimidating to the singles out there, especially when you look at what some of these people say, and it's just, to me, it's just vile. I'll get off of that for a second, though, and just move on. When you're with someone of integrity, someone of value, someone that I think would be universally what most people are looking for in a partner, they are not going to necessarily care. They're going to be happy to work with what you have, whatever that might be. They will want to overcome whatever challenges. No one's going to be judging your body. No real person with any depth or intelligence, or once again of any value, is going to be judging your body and thinking it's not good enough, or judging your performance and thinking it's not good enough. There are numerous ways to get over any obstacle that you have, and I just feel like if that's the issue that we're looking at with this card, I think you should just not worry about it and do your best. And if it's not good enough for somebody, then that person's not good enough for you and they're not meant for you. Move along. Period. So, I mean, that is my own personal outlook on that topic. And I think maybe someone else needs to hear it. So, if that's not it, it could be an existing partnership. It could be something that, you're bound to, committed to, tied up in. Maybe you need more confidence in your relationship. It could also be just about choices, because the Lover's card is about choices as well. So maybe the struggle is about making the right choices that are aligned with who you are, with your values, with your path in life, and where you want to go. I do feel like that resonates more with Leo energy. Not that this has to be directly tied to Leo energy, but to me, after I think of, the most uncomfortable topic that it could possibly be about, I automatically go to choices and making choices that are aligned with your goals and who you are and, where you want to go. Choices of integrity and, choosing the right path. And we'll get to that in a minute. But, yeah, so that could be very well what's going on. I feel like that is something. Wish my voice wasn't cracking so much. Jeez. I didn't realize I had such a problem with it until I started talking just now. Anyway, so yeah, to me, just feeling like the collective energy and various different messages here and there and everywhere for a while now, I feel that the message of choosing, where your integrity lies and what resonates with you and, who you align yourself with, I feel like that's the most obvious message. So to boost your confidence, really, I just think that the answer is to go within. You have to really know where your integrity lies, what is aligned with you, where are you going. You need to have the answers to these questions, and I feel like the choices from there on will be very obvious, I hope. But for others of you, this might be about your relationships. You might not have confidence in, if you have an existing partnership or a marriage or what have you. Maybe you're losing confidence in that. And that would be probably, when we get to the oracle cards, they'll resonate for you probably in that respect. That's a conversation that you need to have. Communication. It's probably nothing that's going to come from me unless it accidentally comes out and it hits you, and I hope maybe it does if you do need help. But that's probably a conversation you need to have with your partner, right? Because that's how you overcome obstacles, is you communicate about them and you express what you're feeling, express what, if you're feeling self-conscious or you're feeling not good enough, you're feeling inadequate. Those are all things you should be able to communicate with your partner. If you can't communicate with your partner, then you need to question your partner, I feel. You need to question your choice in your partner, because in my personal opinion, a relationship that lacks open communication is just probably not going anywhere. So that's, I guess, what we're dealing with. We need a boost of confidence in our choices, who we align with, where we're going. I hope it's not in the bedroom, but, if it is, once again, there are so many answers to those problems that I think, maybe you just need to explore and learn and read and research a little bit, and you'll be able to solve it. So what is rising to the surface at this time that needs your attention? So what's rising to the surface at this time that needs your attention, rising with the moon, right? Like, things come out in the full moon, because the full moon shines the brightest. So it shines its light on all the things that are hiding in the dark. And we got the Devil. Well, the Lovers and the Devil, are very similar cards. Maybe not in this deck in particular, but, they're both cards of being bound to things, being, I don't necessarily have another word for bound right now, but your alliances, what you are associated with, what you are aligning yourself with. This can be people, this could be habits, this could be whatever, community. But the Lovers is the darker, more toxic side, right? This is, it could definitely be speaking to mental health issues as well. It could be speaking to, once again, I find myself talking about, addictions, dependencies, things like this, obsession, any kind of bad habit, anything that isn't aligned with you, anything that isn't helping you or supporting you in reaching your goals, in going where you want to go in life, would be the Devil. Anything that's holding you back, anything that is, handicapping you somehow, or anything that you are just dependent upon. And once again, it could be, with the Lovers and the Devil here, coming right out, I couldn't believe this when they did. This could definitely be some kind of toxic relationship, toxic marriage, obsession. Maybe it's not a relationship even, maybe it's an obsession. And maybe we need to be confronting this. Maybe it's going to come to the surface and you're going to realize that this isn't okay, this isn't healthy, and maybe we need to move on from that and fix it. Maybe we need to fix it, or maybe we need to move on. And once again, if it's if it's a habit, if it's an addiction, it's a dependency, things like this, I would say, don't let your pride get in the way, and be honest with yourself. And be honest with what the outcome of having that dependency in your life is. Where is it going? Is it taking you to where you want to be? And then we have the next card, which is what is blocking you from fully igniting your passion. And once again, I don't want to talk about this in a sexual connotation, but this could be sex addiction as well. This could be all forms of, dark sexual urges. This can be cheating. This can be all sorts of alternative lifestyles that I am not really very aware of. It can all be coming out at this time, and once again, seek appropriate counsel, or whatever the case may be. Be honest and open with yourself, and accept yourself for who you are. But obviously, if it's something that needs to be fixed, we fix it. So what's blocking you from igniting your passion? And again, I feel this kind of resonates with what I first said about the Lovers card, the Five of Pentacles. It's a feeling of lack. Feeling like there's something that you don't have, like you're not as good as other people, or not as good as everybody else, so you're missing something. It's also a card of feeling like you're on the outside looking in. And once again, the Devil with the Lovers here, I feel like it could be a cheating situation for maybe like one person. I hope it's not more than one person. And maybe you are the other, maybe you're the third wheel. Maybe your group of friends or what have you is all coupled up or married and whatever, and you're the only single one, and you feel like, you're the only one, you're on the outside looking in, once again. Or, once again, if this is some sort of, dependency or some mental health issue, the Five of Pentacles could speak to that as well. It could speak to illness. It could speak to feeling like you don't have the proper community support to help you. And I mean, that's heavy. And I hate to just blow that off, but at the same time, there's always resources out there. And the Page of Pentacles is the final card, and that's how you can open your heart to its full potential. And I mean, the Page of Pentacles to me speaks to, you know, learning, trying something new, meeting someone new, exploring your options. So what I would say to that is that there's always sanctuary. There's always a sanctuary. You just have to change your mindset and understand that this is a temporary situation, whatever this may be. Like if we're talking about the worst case scenario here, there is someone. You just have to look for it. You just have to, you know, look in another direction. I actually wish that I had the Rider-Waite out right now, because then I could show you, you know, they're walking and they're looking forward, but if you just look up, there is a sanctuary there. And if you, there's no door, it's a church, just like this, there's a church window. And you don't see a door in the photo, but if you zoom out, there's a door somewhere. It's around the corner, or maybe you passed it. There is help, and there is a sanctuary somewhere. So that's what I would say. If this is a feeling of isolation, a feeling like you don't have the proper support, I don't really feel that on this card, because this person here does have support of someone. So I feel like just maybe it's just a feeling like of lack, or feeling like maybe there's something wrong with you. And this Devil card, I could see how that might be the case. But you know, obviously we can't reach our full potential if we are locked in to a mindset of, you know, belief that we are somehow lacking, and that there is no end in sight to that. But there, you know, there always is. There always is. Unless you give up, there is. So so how can you be more bold and brave at this time? You know, how can you break out of this feeling, whatever this may be for you? It's a Magician. The Magician card talks about, one, being creative, but two, knowing that you have all the resources available to you somewhere. You might have to find them, you might have to look for them, but you know, you have the ability inside of you. You just have to be creative about it. You just have to, you know, maybe use your mind. You know, what are your strengths? Lean on your strengths, but think of alternative ways of combining, you know, your assets, whether they, you know, maybe they are financial, I don't know. But it's not just about finances, it's about using your intellect, using your passion, using your creativity, using, you know, your emotional abilities, whatever those may be. And once again, it's going to be a different scenario for everyone, but it's combining all of your different, you know, facets of your personality, your skills, and, you know, your more tangible resources as well. What do you have at hand? How can you solve this problem? This is, you know, it's a card of resourcefulness. It's a card of creativity. And sometimes that's exactly what you have to do to break outside of the box when it comes to, you know, just feeling like you're lacking, feeling like you're, you know, in a dark energy. Sometimes you just need to try something different, or to, you know, use, I can't think of an example offhand, but think of different ways that you can combine your abilities to break free of whatever you're stuck in. And then the final card is how you can open your heart to its full potential. And once again, this is Page of Pentacles. So this is a card of, well, one, it's Pentacles, so there's an emphasis on concrete, real world experiences or solutions or learning of some kind. Could speak to people, because people can be resources, right? I mean, for me, this could be new love. For me, I don't know. From what I'm seeing here, some of you are not ready for new love, so I would advise against that. But you know, you could always make new friendships, new contacts, and they can, you know, be great resources of information. And for me, this is mainly what I was feeling off of this was just learning, like whether that be taking up a new hobby or, you know, just something, just having some sort of new experience. And I feel like if we're feeling all of these sense of, you know, insecurity and darkness and just being, you know, bound and stuck or depressed, whatever the case may be, the way these three cards kind of play out, and this one kind of tells me that, you know, maybe you're not aware of all the resources that you actually have, and you're not really fully recognizing your full, you know, potential of what you can actually do with your own abilities that you have at this moment. You could get more, right? Maybe you could get, if this is about money, I didn't even mention that because I didn't feel that off of this, but this can be about money. This can be about feeling like you don't have the money you need. That could be it. So it is Pentacles, but honestly, I didn't feel that. But for somebody, it might be about money. Maybe you don't have enough money to accomplish, you know, whatever it is. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough money to attract the person you want, right? Maybe you're depressed about it. Maybe you just don't feel like you have enough. And that's kind of what I feel like all of these cards are saying. And the Page of Pentacles sometimes can speak to that as well. Because he's a page, so this is a very young, new energy. So when we're talking about money, you know, this would be like entry level type stuff. But I mean, the bottom line is that once you have resources, you can grow resources, right? If you just put your mind to it and you're creative, you can grow more. You just have to be coming from the right mindset. And if we're stuck in this kind of mindset, well, we need to break out of it. We need a new energy. You know, maybe if you need to buy something new, you know, in order to kind of complete your set of resources, you know, maybe it's just physical. Maybe you need a new outfit. Maybe you need a new tool. Whatever the case may be. But maybe a small investment. Page of Pentacles is a small investment. It's not an extravagant purchase. It's just investing in your own growth. And it could also be learning. Whether that be a course that you know, pay for, or something that's free. And maybe you just need a book. They have libraries, that's free. So, I mean, there's the internet. So that's really what I feel here. Just something new. His pages are fresh, new energy. And either I feel like it's like something, a new love, a new experience, just new people in your life. Lovers and the devil both speak to being tied to things and questioning, you know. Lovers is what you're not confident in, so maybe you're questioning the people in your life. Maybe you need new people in your life. So this to me is about, you know, taking your time and focusing on what you can do to make changes, to learn what you can invest in. into yourself to grow in the direction that you want to grow. And I'll just leave it at that, because like I said, it's going to be different from everybody, but you know, something new, something real, something you can touch, most likely, but it could also be information, energy. Energy is pages, or energy is pentacles as well for me. So anything that gives you energy, inspiration that you can use. Okay, so I was really hoping that that would be more positive than it was, but like I always say, they're not all going to be positive, and I mean, it's just kind of boring. If you're doing awesome and there's nothing that you need to improve and there's nothing that you need to worry about, then we don't really need to be doing a tarot reading, right? So at least not as much as, you know, somebody who's really going through it would need a tarot reading. So I'm going to clean these up, and I'm going to talk about these oracle cards, because I do feel like, one, they contradict each other a little bit. So I do feel like these are definitely going to resonate for some people and not for other people. So let's start with the listening card from the Enchanted Map, which is 53. I'm going to read this one to you because it's not very long. Okay, so here we're talking about an open heart will hear the message. And we just talked about opening your heart. So just with that little statement alone, I feel like coming back to the Page of Pentacles and the Lovers. What did I say about choosing people who, you know, have value and integrity? And I don't mean to, you know, I don't mean to put down anyone specific. I'm not really thinking about anybody specific, but some people just suck, and they don't deserve you, and they don't deserve your love, and, you know, they need to be with other people who are judgmental and superficial. And, you know, if you're somebody who's worried about, you know, your adequacy for being in a relationship or for, you know, being intimate, what have you, Page of Pentacles. Find somebody new, man. Like, if whoever you're worried about is making you feel that way, then you should just find somebody new. That's my advice. Because an open heart will hear the message. An open heart will accept you. They will listen to you. And they will care about you. Period. So, don't get me riled up, but that's how I feel about that. So, listening. When this card appears, you're being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Now is an occasion for listening. Pay attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at the moment. For the deeper message is not always obvious. Listen with your heart, not just your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving the listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures a greater understanding of your circumstances. Now, the way I interpreted it off the cuff is not necessarily what is being said there, but I think both are, you know, worth considering. I do think that maybe this hair won't stop following me. My Leo hair. So I feel like, you know, maybe there's two sides to this. If you're someone who talks too much, if you know, say you're in a relationship or you're a friendship, whatever the case may be, whatever issue you might be focusing on at this time with other people, or maybe it's just with yourself and the universe and your own intuition. The best way to tap into your own intuition, I can tell you, is to shut up and listen. Because people, once again, I don't want to attack anybody, but people who are always talking, distracting, go everywhere, busying themselves up, they don't have time to listen. They don't have time to be calm and centered and to hear the way they need to. So sometimes I feel like those people are trying to ignore their intuition. If you can't be alone by yourself in your own thoughts, there are deeper issues there. I feel that is just my opinion, but yeah, so sometimes you just need to shut up and listen to the silence, to the universe, to, like I said, your own intuition. But if this is a, another person dynamic, if you are the one who's always talking, if you railroad conversations and you tend to not listen, you should know this because I'm sure you've been told that you don't listen, then it's time to listen. If you really, if you really want the other person to feel valued, if you really want to, move forward in that relationship, then you should listen. And I feel like on the flip side of that, though, if you're someone who doesn't speak up, if you're somebody who gets railroaded, then I feel like this message is for you. Number 14 from the Wisdom of the Oracle, Truth Be Told. And I find this really interesting because, well, we'll get there in a minute. So truth be told, I don't necessarily want to read all of these, but I mean, it kind of speaks for itself, right? It's time to just be honest, accept things how they appear. You don't need to dig into it. This one tells you to dig into it a little more. Hear what's not being said, be a little more discerning. And I feel like if you are not somebody who typically is like that, then that message is for you. But if you are somebody who tends to dig into things and look for the deeper meaning and try to read between the lines and analyze, what somebody is saying to you, because a lot of people don't know how to speak directly, right? Or just be open and honest and communicate clearly, then you need to stop doing that. You need to just accept things at face value, come out of denial, be transparent, and communicate clearly. So, let me see if there's anything profound that stands out. Yeah, don't accept your own truth, proclaim your own truth, and accept the truth of others, Be willing to communicate. I mean, those are both cards about kind of being willing to receive. But this is a card about that really speaks to denial. And it tells you to just be authentic and open in your own communication, be honest. Next, I'm going to speak about the change in the wind here. Number 12, a change in the wind. And now this one is probably the most interesting. I'll read this one. So it might go along with this as well. But anyway, it's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Should probably show you these cards. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. Love that card. So, but once again, I like change. So, there's a change in the wind. Hopefully you know how to pause the video if you want to look at the images. There's Truth Be Told. There's listening once again. There is music notes here, just in case you're wondering if you can't see what these are. That's music notes. That might have some kind of significance. Definitely. I have a joke with one of my friends about, one of my male friends about about song lyrics. If a girl sends you a song to listen to, you better listen to the lyrics, because that's the key. Don't just listen to the song, listen to the lyrics. All right, so just thought I would point that out. Finally, 45, time to go. So this is about endings. The new moon speaks, or the full moon speaks to endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. So you're at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. So definitely, I feel like that speaks to the Page of Pentacles, like I said. It's time for this new experience. And like I said, this could be new. For me, the Page of Pentacles can be new love, because it's about like learning. It's fresh, it's new, it's, you know, all pages are students, they're curious, and, you know, they want to learn. So this is just about, very much could be new love, but it just could be new experiences, new lives, starting over. Because like I said, the page is kind of, you know, the newbie. He's a, you know, he's like the entry level. So maybe that's what's going on for somebody. Maybe, you know, the prospect of starting over, of having to, because I know when you get stuck, you know, I've been in long-term relationships. I know you get stuck in kind of not worrying about certain things as much as you would with somebody early on. You're not concerned about, you know, how your body looks necessarily, or how, you know, you're performing in the bedroom, things like this. Like, you have your routine, you understand how that other person works. So maybe somebody's going through that, and maybe they just don't feel like they have what it takes to attract new love and to start over. But I don't think that's true at all. I think those are just irrational fears. For the rest of you, yeah, definitely time to, you know, reassess. Yeah, reassess what you have learned in life. Reassess your choices, who you're aligning yourself with. And how you, you know, how you feel about yourself. Because these two cards to me both say there's a lack of confidence in one's situation. Like feeling like you're missing something, like you're missing out. I mean, if the Magician's negatively aspected, I feel, in terms of, you know, the position of needing to be more bold and brave. It's taking stock of everything that you actually have to offer. Because the Magician is a manifester. He's a creator. He's, you know, he is magic. So, alright. That's what I have for you guys. I hope that resonated and made sense in some way, shape, or form. If you spent the time to watch it, I hope at least there was something in there for you. And I will start working on the next thing. I do have a next thing already. I just have to dig into it. Actually have to do a little work myself. Got a little Page of Pentacles mission on my hands to pull that together. But I will be releasing something else shortly. But until then, I hope that you enjoy Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoy the full moon in Leo. It should be a really good week, I think. I hope so for you as well. So take care. I'll see you next time.